Hi, this is Alex Fernandez with Bud and Doug Walters Auto Sales. Today I'll be doing a video going over the primary features of this 2017 Chevy Malibu LT. I'll begin by talking about the touchscreen and the buttons just beneath it. We'll work our way down into the climate control, and then we'll swing over here to the steering wheel, and the buttons on it, and the stalks behind the wheel, the screen and the gauge cluster, some switches here on the left, and finally some switches just up above us there. Coming back to the touchscreen here, this is where we'll interact with things like the radio, hooking up our phone for Bluetooth, or using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. We're going to start by going to the audio tab here. And the screen we were just at was the home page, which we can access with that house button right there. But if we go into audio, you'll see what we're listening to currently, FM radio. We can cycle through the different radios by pressing the radio button here. We have AM, FM, and satellite. And then the media button there would allow us to play things like auxiliary plugged-in devices, USB plugged-in devices, or Bluetooth devices that are paired. To change stations, we have seek buttons here down below, as well as on the screen, as well as a direct tune keypad that actually allows us to punch in the exact station number and jump right to it. To save a preset, you'll see those along the bottom of the screen here. Simply press and hold, and you'll see that station fill that spot. If we swipe from right to left, there are more pages of those presets. There's actually 15 slots total there. You'll see we have a browse button here that gives us a list of stations in the area. You can scroll through that and pick those off that list. We also have a menu here where we have our sound settings, our fade and balance categories if we want to search by different genres. RDS, which is turned on, that's the ability for a radio station to display your song name and artist name from the radio station. We press the back button here. We could have also pushed the back button down below, which has the same effect. We're going to go back to the home page, and we're going to go to phone. You'll see no devices are paired, and we have a pair device button on the right side. If we press that pair device button, we begin the pairing process on the compatible Bluetooth device by going to the Bluetooth settings of the device and selecting the Chevrolet MyLink device from that list. That will then pair the phone with the car, as well as sync up your contacts and your call logs and call histories so that you have all that information available to you in the vehicle. Going back here to the home page, with this projection icon, enables the use of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Those are programs that run on the respective iPhone and Android smartphones that allow the use of, by plugging into the USB port of the vehicle and plugging the phone into that cord, we're able to display our navigation apps such as Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze. We're also able to interact with phone calls and text messages with full voice commands, as well as any music or podcasts or anything from your phone that you may want to listen to. Android Auto is an app that is required to be downloaded from the App Store on the Android smartphone. Apple CarPlay is built directly into the iPhone, and therefore you don't have to download any additional apps. This vehicle does not have built-in navigation, but is equipped with OnStar navigation capability. OnStar is a subscription-based service which does require a monthly plan to enable some of its features, most of its features, such as that navigation or stolen vehicle recovery and vehicle diagnostics and things like that. We have the settings category here where we can change time and date, language, some radio settings and vehicle settings as well. We have text, which again would require a paired phone, which is compatible with that function. We also have the OnStar icon there, again if you subscribe to that function. We have the apps category, and then there are a couple apps on that next page which do require a connected internet-enabled device like a smartphone with these apps. Looking down below, we have volume and power right in the middle there, hazards right below, and now for our climate control, we have fan speed on this side here, we have temperature on this side here, and then where we want the air to go right in the middle. You can mix and match any combination of those three. locations, whether the defroster, the top vents, or the bottom vents. We have the max front defrost function, which is sort of a shortcut for turning up the defroster as quickly as possible. We have rear defroster, we have air conditioning, and our recirculate mode there. Moving over to the steering wheel, here on the right side we have up, down, left, right arrows and a check mark right in the middle, and that controls the screen and the gauge cluster. By scrolling up and down, we can cycle through the different information that's able to be displayed here. We have digital speed, we have trip A, and you can reset any of these values by simply holding down the check mark in the middle. Fuel range, how far we can drive, the amount of gas in the vehicle. We have oil life as a percentage. You reset that when you change the oil, as we did for this vehicle. Tire pressures for all 4 tires, fuel economy history, and then digital speed is at the top of that list. If we push the left arrow, that opens this side menu where we have info, audio, phone, navigation, and options. And basically those are able to just display kind of some snippets of information as it pertains to each feature. And if we open the side menu there, you can see there's some additional functions we can access, such as changing between the different sources of audio or cycling through favorites on the radio. If we press the up and down arrow within that section, it would function as a seek button essentially. So you can change stations from there. That phone menu, we don't have anything connected right now. Navigation, again, would require the OnStar turn-by-turn navigation subscription. And then we have options just to change what units we're using and things like that. Looking back at the face of the wheel here, we have a button to decline or hang up a phone call, as well as our voice command button to place a call within the vehicle. We have our windshield wipers back here. Click down for a single swipe, click up for intermittent, which is adjustable here, and then we have low speed and high speed there. On the back side of the steering wheel, there are 2 buttons here, which are buttons for the volume for the audio. On the left side of the wheel, we have cruise control. We have the on-off switch. You'll see a little icon up here down at the bottom of the screen there. You have your set button, plus sign to accelerate, minus sign to decelerate. We have a cancel button and resume up at the top there. There are 2 buttons again on the back side of the steering wheel here as well, which are going to cycle through your presets on the radio or skip tracks if we were listening to Bluetooth or something like that. The stalk behind the wheel there does have blinkers as well as our high beams by pulling towards to flash and pushing away to turn on. On the left here we have our headlight controls. Headlights are automatic and they are in that position now. You'll see that there. And we have a little scroll wheel here which adjusts the brightness of the backlighting and interior lighting when the headlights are turned on. Looking at the door, we have our door lock switches here. We have window switches, our window locks, and then our mirror adjustments and which mirror we're adjusting there. And right up above we have our dome lights, our dome light door switch. So when we open a door, those dome lights will come on. They switch to turn on all the dome lights in the whole car all at once. And then these buttons here pertain to that OnStar subscription service. Again, if you subscribe, you have access to those features that those enable. Those are the primary features of this 2017 Chevy Malibu LT. If you have any further questions, please refer to us at waltersautos.com or feel free to call 269-375-7008 with any further questions or to set up an appointment. Thank you.